more with what she finished with in the 2019 season. She's at 12.86 assists per set, and you've got arguably the most underrated setter in Division I volleyball right now, Andrea Fuentes. She is setting up one of the stars of volleyball, and that is Kylie DeBerg. But both of these squads, Avery Skinner and Kylie DeBerg, are their heavy hands on that left side. Talking with the coaches, they're saying that they're wanting to speed up offense for Missouri, and for Kentucky, they're wanting to find Avery Skinner at the height of the ball because she reaches well over the block. So these are going to be two players that we'll focus on tonight throughout this match. And Kentucky is really wanting to limit the kills for Missouri. They average about 13 kills per set. So making sure that they're not focusing on stopping Kylie DeBerg. They're making sure they're getting nice, good touches on the block, transitioning well. For Missouri, they need to figure out the service pressure, serve between the seams, and making sure that they're getting block touches every opportunity.
We're set to begin here in the Hearn Center. Missouri will be serving first, and Missouri struggled last week against Alabama with the serve. A lot of errors, even though they were able to win those two matches. And as you mentioned, they'll have to clean that up tonight against this top-level team of Kentucky. Right down the line, that is the first kill of the match, and no surprise, it goes to DeBerg.
And again, you'll see that tandem, you see the go, even though Andrea Fuentes was about at the 10-foot line. So that's the offense that Coach Taylor has been working to foster.
Call came in late, and actually that point goes to Kentucky. It was out, so DeBerg with a hitting error to start the match, thought she had the kill. Good dig in the back row by Getzinger, one of the freshmen that is part of Craig Skinner's top recruiting class. And side out, Missouri.
And again, the decision to move Kylie DeBerg on the right side, excuse me, Sam, and cutting that ball just across the right arm of the middle blocker for Missouri.
DeBerg, a second-team All-American last year. She's been an All-American more than once. One of only 6 players in Missouri history to receive an All-American accolade more than once. Sent over by Sauer. They have a lot of room to pursue the ball here in the Hearn Center. Nice set, and off the slide is Getzinger, one of those talented freshmen I just mentioned. She was an All-American in high school and was rated as high as the 27th best recruit coming out of high school. She's also a track athlete. You could tell she was in the high jump when she got up for that. Point Missouri. Tooling the block is number 3 in white, Anna Dixon.
And again, you're gonna see a lot of the defensive balls for Kentucky go into Kylie DeBerg's arms. They're trying to make her tired early. The strategy is to wear her a little thin early in this match.
The libero Emily Brown serving for Missouri. Kentucky's won the last 5 matches between these two despite their high national rankings. It's been a pretty tough puzzle for Missouri to solve. And straight down the line, another hammer. Missouri going line. The last 2 attacks by Anna Dixon.
And Anna Dixon has been doing a good job just remaining available, using that communication, making sure that the ball is nice and high. Good placement by Fuentes on the right side.
Dixon transferred in from Kansas State. That was a huge addition to Joshua Taylor's lineup. There's the first ace of the match, Emily Brown. That's a good sign, Jen, for Missouri to get an ace early.
And that is one of their strategies, is to really put the service pressure on. They've been doing a good job so far in this match of really making sure that their goal is to push those seams.
This is just the 3rd match of this fall season for both teams. They'll play again tomorrow at the same time. That swing is out. It was Omazic who took the swing. She's averaging a hitting percentage of .333, but she's the current SEC Defensive Player of the Week after her performance against Alabama last week. Avery Skinner back to serve for Kentucky. One of those 4-6 rotation players Coach Skinner uses. And she's not going to serve long. That was a quick kill out of the middle by Omazic. Uh-oh. And Omazic is down. This is Tiana Omazic, who's a senior middle blocker from Kansas City. She transferred from Illinois and is one of the stars on this team, preseason All-SEC, and clearly in a lot of pain. That's Joshua Taylor, the head coach, on the right, and the team trainer and physician are out there as well.
It's just really something you definitely hate to see.
Well, it's just heartbreaking. These the fans in the stands are mostly invited guests by the players, so a lot of them are actual family members and know these student athletes like daughters.
So very, very early in this match.
So they are able to get Omazic off of the court now. And we're about to resume play, but obviously just some heartbreaking fans and players. This is going to shake it up. Jennifer, when you're a player and you see one of your teammates go down like that, how does it impact you?
It really is one of those startling deliveries to such a team that has been battling the injuries and trying to keep everyone safe, especially this year with such an unorthodox season that's happening.
Well, that's an excellent response. Yeah, excellent response, the ace. That's Molly Taylor, Joshua Taylor's wife and a former All-American here. She was Molly Kreklow. Joshua Taylor, the head coach, has gone back into the locker room with Omazic.
And we see Molly Dillon getting some action in substitution of Omazic.
That was a lift called on Kentucky. There's Claudia Dillon. We did not see her last week. She did not make the trip to Alabama, and she was a key piece in that middle for Missouri. So they're very happy to have her back. You know, both teams have their full rosters tonight. And another ace. Joshua Taylor, in his first full season as head coach, he was interim last year after taking over for Wayne Kreklow. Aaron Williamson with a couple of aces, and Missouri's responded to the injury. Missouri and the Tigers' performance last week against Alabama, and Tiana Omazic injured just a few moments ago. She was the defensive player of the week in the SEC, and just hope that things are working out for her. Aaron Williamson, who transferred from Arizona, had a couple of aces and now commits the service error. She's a sophomore from Atlanta.
And you see that Missouri was really aiming for Avery Skinner. She does not do well in serve receive on that back line, so they had a strategy to continuously go at her to put some pressure on her.
Side out quickly for Kentucky. For Missouri. Claudia Dillon again, who came on late in her freshman season and is looking strong here tonight. It's a sophomore.
Dillon doing very well on that slide, being very aggressive, making sure that as M1, she is available to spread the blockers for Kentucky.
And miscommunication there. You don't see Lily get confused with her hitters all that often. That was Azani Teeler unable to catch up with that set.
Kentucky right now looks really out of sorts, not really passing well to get all of their hitters involved, not taking good shots. They really need to make sure that they remain consistent and try to steady this course.
That was absolutely perfectly placed by Getzinger. That's her second kill. And I mentioned she's a freshman. They have the top-rated freshman class in the country.
You see there Ali Stumler using the smaller block and Andrea Fuentes to go right atop, high hands.
And again, Dillon. Couple of quick kills for Dillon. They've doubled up the score.
And you see here Dillon doing a good job of spreading the offense, making sure that she's off of one leg behind the setter. Making a statement right now.
Dillon was talking to Russell Corbelli, one of the assistants on this staff, who's the son of Lori Corbelli, former longtime legendary coach at Texas A&M. And we welcome you into the Hearn Center if you've been watching the Georgia-Tennessee match. This is a top 10 battle between third-ranked Kentucky and ninth-ranked Missouri. We're in the opening set. I'm Sam Gorman with Jennifer Hoffman. Kentucky's won the last 5 matches against Missouri, but Missouri has had the better start. Missouri did lose one of their best players earlier in this set with an injury. Tiana Omazic went down. She's the current SEC Defensive Player of the Week. And Missouri just keeps piling it on, Jen.
And I think Missouri is doing a good job with the energy aspect of this match. Kentucky has not been passing well. Their first contact has been a little bit questionable, making sure that they really need to get that ball high to set these pin hitters, because Kentucky has not been taking aggressive attacks, and Missouri is really taking advantage of it.
Fuentes back to serve. Very underrated setter, but she's put up some massive numbers since she's been at Missouri. And the overpass cleaned up by one of the best players in the country, Kylie DeBerg, an All-American from Hudson, Iowa, transferred from Illinois a couple of years ago.
And Coach Taylor says that one of their goals and strategies during this match is to make sure that they put the service pressure. And right now, that is exactly what they're doing. They've only got 1 error, but 3 aces on the match so far, really aiming for Skinner and Stumler to make sure they're passing a lot of the balls.
Cut that a little too much. Point Kentucky.
Fuentes definitely dropped that ball a little bit too far inside to Anna Dixon on the right side, and the block for Kentucky was waiting and available. Rutherford, you see, getting her hands on it.
You have a lot of room to pursue here in the Hearn Center, but needed more to get that. Point Kentucky. Omazic went out earlier in the match. So that is a big loss for the defense of Missouri. And overpass hammered by Avery Skinner. One of those 4-6 rotation players that Craig Skinner is using this year in Kentucky.
And this is a good, solid rotation. Avery Skinner started 3 rotations in the back row, and that's how Missouri got a lot of their kills. So let's see what Avery Skinner is able to do. Take some nice high attack. She's touching 10-6. She sees over the block, as Coach Skinner tells us. So let's see what she does on the left side to get Kentucky back into the set.
I mentioned that Kentucky had won the last 5 matches between these two. They've actually won 12 straight sets against Missouri, but it has been the Missouri serve that has been the big difference maker so far in this first set. Craig Skinner, one of the premier coaches in the country, 9 straight 21 seasons. He's taken the team to 15 NCAA tournaments and 4 regional semis, which that's the equivalent of the Sweet 16 in the basketball tournament. Kentucky is right now ranked number 3 in the nation. They're the top-ranked team out of the SEC, and they were picked to win the league as well this year.
If you're reading the body language of Coach Craig Skinner, he's very frustrated with the passing. But again, the strategy is to serve the seams, making sure Avery Skinner touches a lot of serve receive balls.
It's interesting because he was very happy with the way they played against Tennessee last week. And, the way the schedule's laid out, you play teams back-to-back once a week. So these two teams will play again tomorrow night here. Nice block by number 11 in blue. That's Elise Getzinger. And Kentucky is grabbing some of that momentum back from Missouri. Both these teams coming off wins last week. They each only dropped one set. Missouri beat Alabama and Kentucky took out Tennessee. They swept on the 16th. 5 players had more than 7 kills for Kentucky. And then the next night it was all about Avery Skinner. 21 kills, which was a career high in the 4-set win.
And definitely stepping in to fill the shoes of Leah Edmond, who has since moved on. She's a phenomenal player, putting up big numbers and big stats for Kentucky.
She really helped Craig Skinner elevate this program to the top of the nation. Nice swing on that left side, right side again by Anna Dixon. She's been hot down that line when she's on that right pin.
And that's Anna Dixon's 3rd kill on the set so far. That was a much better ball delivered from Fuentes. The last couple that Dixon received were a little bit of a trap set, which allowed Avery Skinner to get her hands on a lot of those blocks. As you see here again, the serve is aiming for Avery Skinner. So the adjustment that Kentucky might want to make is pulling her back or making sure that she's pinched out to have someone else take the bulk of the serve receive.
Emily Brown now with 2 aces already here in the opening set. She had only had 1 ace in the first 2 matches. And a nice target hammered by Reagan Rutherford, who has come into the match for the first time. She's part of that top-ranked freshman class.
And you see Reagan Rutherford pinched out, not able to make and get to the pin was sour for Missouri. Left line wide open for Rutherford.
Skinner with the serve. Kentucky still very much within striking distance. And another big play in the middle by Getzinger. Stumler in there as well. Stumler's one of the 6 rotation players.
And that's something very rare. You see that Kentucky is pinched in on the block. So it's very rare to receive a triple block on a middle attack.
There's a left side attack by Kenna Sauer, former Iowa High School Player of the Year with some of the coolest hair in the SEC. Missouri trying to break a 12-set losing streak to Kentucky here to start this match. That attack is wide by Rutherford, and Missouri getting closer and closer to threatening to win this set. 19-14 now. We're going to 25 win by 2 in this best-of-5 set match. This is the first set of the first match between these two.
And it's one thing for Coach Taylor to have an opportunity to set goals for his team, which is to be consistent on the service line. And it's another thing to execute, and that is what you're seeing by Missouri. Only up by 4, but they have been doing a good job behind the service line, making sure that they are keeping Kentucky out of system.
Joshua Taylor had the interim label removed last year when Wayne and Susan Kreklow retired before the season. He'd been on the staff for 4 years. 2 of those were under the guidance of Wayne and Susan, he and his wife Molly. It's a neat story at Missouri because you had one husband and wife team transition leadership over to another husband and wife team, and the wife in this case, Molly Taylor, happens to be the niece of Wayne and Susan Kreklow, who have retired and, from what I understand, are really enjoying retirement, traveling around the country, getting to see some things. Wayne Kreklow, of course, was an NBA champion for the Boston Celtics. Molly was an amazing player here. She went on to be one of the best setters in the world as well for the U.S. national team. Remember Monet serving. We have not called her name tonight. And side out Kentucky.
Coach Taylor from Missouri is using member Monet as a defensive specialist. As you see Allie Stumbler get a rip at that ball right through the middle of the seam of the block for Missouri.
Skinner's getting a lot of the headlines, but Stumbler actually was the leading returner in kills this year. Oh, what a save by Lily. And Kentucky wins the rally.
And this definitely might be a challenge if you didn't understand that ball that was retrieved and put over the net by Kentucky, it could have definitely been out of bounds. As you see Madison Lilly take a swing. But the antenna does extend all the way up, so it might definitely, we're gonna see a challenge for sure.
Joshua Taylor using one of his 3 challenges. You get 3 per match, and this is a very critical point in this set.
All the way up, it's whether or not the ball would have touched that antenna, as you see Madison Lilly again taking it over as best she could.
That's a tough call to make, isn't it?
It absolutely is.
Well, the original call is going to stand. Kentucky gets the point, and a lot of happy Wildcats over there as they are trying to climb back into this opening set before it gets away. So this was deemed a legal play.
Tough call. I would have called that out.
Kentucky within 2. And Missouri goes up by 3. DeBerg powers through.
And on both sides of the net for Missouri and for Kentucky, a lot of these balls set by Madison Lilly and Andrea Fuentes are a little bit too tight, which is causing a lot of the net contact and going under, not necessarily touching the net on the top, but the feet are going under, which is something that we likely saw taking Omanich out of the match with an injury early on in this set.
If you're just joining us, Tiana Omazic, middle blocker from Kansas City, transferred from Illinois, went out with an injury early in the first set. And Kentucky is back to within 2. Stumbler again with another kill. That's her 5th kill. She's had no errors on 7 swings.
And it was a beautiful swing at the left pin for her. But again, right between the seam of the block, making sure she's taking advantage of the floating Fuentes away from the pin.
Remember, Kentucky's won 12 straight sets against Missouri. 5 straight matches, and they're within 1. On that right side, left side.
And again, you see Allie Stumbler getting that ball up. Beautiful placement. Madison Lilly able to get her hands and pull a rip. Nice placement again on the ball, pulling Avery Skinner away from the net, which allows her visually to see.
They seem to be in the NCAA tournament. Stumbler to serve, trying to tie the score.
Critical error by Stumbler going back to the service line, especially after a timeout. That's just a lack of mental focus, but rebounding, they know that they're going to serve to her right now. Fuentes is gonna aim that ball, so Allie Stumbler has to refocus and pass this ball.
Well, that is just too easy for Skinner.
And the focus is going to continue to be on Stumbler and Skinner when she's in the back row. Good job of remaining consistent. A little bit too tight for Madison Lilly, but she's athletic enough to be able to push that ball out to Avery Skinner.
Kentucky back to within 1. And that will make Missouri breathe a little easier. DeBerg with the hammer.
Berg has been getting all of her points right now with 4 kills in this set on the right side. Lethal threat, really utilizing the block at the right side of the net.
Good pursuit. Loft speed by Skinner, and it works.
Good job by Skinner of remaining hard on the floor, really transitioning, but making sure that she's aggressive enough to understand to tip that ball right over the backs of the blocker.
Kentucky keeps getting to a 1-point deficit. Can they tie? Missouri looking for a set point. And Rutherford into the net. It is set point Missouri, a chance to end a 12-set losing streak against Kentucky.
And another strategy that Missouri has executed beautifully on your opponent to make the mistakes instead of really earning your points.
Well, Emily Brown is back to serve. She's had 2 of the 5 aces in this set. So she is exactly who they want back there here at set point. Side out Kentucky. In the middle, Getzinger saves a set point. 1 more for Missouri.
Getzinger was not able to be found early on in this set only because of the passing, but you see Skinner taking it, making sure that she has shoulders dropped to give that ball to Madison Lilly perfectly.
And Missouri takes the opening set, ending a 12-set losing streak against Kentucky. It was Dixon deadly down that right sideline, and Missouri hangs on.
Have Stumler and Skinner touch as many balls as possible, so leaving a little bit more of the court for Gabby Curry might prove beneficial for Kentucky to get off to a better start in this second set.
Avery Skinner had 4 kills, no errors. Stumler had 5 kills, no errors, but despite just 2 total hitting errors in the set, Kentucky came up on the short end as Missouri hung tough. Served so well, 5 aces from Missouri in that first set, and they did lose one of their top players with an injury as Tiana Omazic went out early in the set. And they've done it all without a lot of numbers from Member Monet. She still hasn't had a kill.
And you see Member Monet start this set. That's going to be a back row attack error. She's just over the 10-foot line, but that is something that Missouri is wanting to utilize, making her an out-of-system back row attacker to just have another threat on the court as a hitter.
Member Monet is such a dynamic player. Number 12 in white, Kylie DeBerg, one of the best in the country.
Just really taking advantage, and I believe that she can reach a little bit higher, but taking advantage of the smaller block from Madison Lilly on that right side. Really touching those hands, mustering that ball through.
Coach Taylor telling us how much he loves the way that DeBerg wants to be critiqued. She's always trying to get better. She takes criticism very well, constructive criticism. Here she is again. Blocked this time. DeBerg goes down the line. And Kylie DeBerg, unstoppable so far here early in this set.
And you'll see that even though Adrian Fuentes was rushing towards the ball, and on that one, that ball was set by the middle. If she gets her hands on it, she's gonna put it nice and high. You see Madison Lilly a little bit away from the pin, too far in. And DeBerg, smart player that she is, takes advantage of that and shoots that ball line.
Yeah, DeCruz actually set that. And DeBerg again, this time can't find the floor. Nice block, but it goes out of bounds. And so Skinner can't control the block back inbounds. Point to Missouri.
And I really like how Anna Dixon is taking some really good swings, just making sure that she's stepping back, transitioning well on that right side. 4 kills on the match.
DeBerg leads the match with 6 kills. Nice dig by member Monet. And making another kill for DeBerg. Huge wrestling fan, big WWE fan. In fact, when Coach Taylor said he called her to tell her she had been named an All-American last year, she was at a WWE match and couldn't hear him.
Again, Kylie DeBerg just really catching Madison Lilly fading away, making sure she's taking advantage of it right through the seam of the block.
Oh, that is a hammer in the middle by number 15 in blue. That is a Johnny Teeler.
And I want to say that Anna DeCruz really lost sight of Teeler coming around in front of Madison Lilly.
Teeler, a biology major, she touches 10-7 and sends that serve long. She's a sophomore from Grand Prairie, Texas. She and Stumler were on the women's national collegiate team last summer.
You see Kennesawer enter the match on the left side.
Wow,
beautiful serve again.
Rusted.
Beautiful serve again by DeBerg. She's really making sure that she's passing those seams very, very well, taking Gabby Curry out of serve receive.
DeBerg has 2 aces already in this match. And the defense of Missouri just too tough.
Well, that's the serving strategy that they are continuously implementing and executing to perfection. They're really aiming for that hard-driven cross-court serve. You see that ball ending in Gabby Curry's coming off of into the right shoulder of Madison Lilly.
That back row attack goes long, and Missouri extends the lead 8-2. Kentucky's going to take a timeout. Those 3 schools. Tiana Omazic went down with an injury earlier in the match. Here's one of those players, Kylie DeBerg.
Again, a lot of Kentucky's points are coming off of the errors of Missouri. If they want to remain in this set, they really need to make sure that they're earning their points on their side of the net. That means passing better, first contact, and the delivery from Madison Lilly needs to make sure she's getting Avery Skinner involved.
Lilly was the player who just served it. And that somehow finds the floor. Sauer gets credit for the kill. A sophomore who didn't play much last year, but she's made an impact here to start this season.
Kennesawer doing a job of not banging that ball into the block. You see that Rutherford made a good opportunity. Sauer saw high hands, decided to tip that ball over.
She had a career-high 9 kills last week against Alabama in one of the matches. She's already got 3 here tonight. That is good. Dixon.
And that really started with Emily Brown making a nice, clean, out-of-system pass to the right side pin. Anna Dixon, 6th kill.
Again, these 2 teams will play tomorrow night. That drifts out, point Kentucky. And again, getting back to your point about Kentucky scoring off the Missouri errors, they need to assert themselves a little bit here.
Now that they have Allie Stumler rotating into the front row. Again, getting the pin hitters nice, easy balls that they can contact and put on the floor.
Dixon, good. Same spot as the last one.
Well, Dixon has been aiming for positions 6 and 1, making sure that either Madison Lilly for Kentucky takes that first ball or keeping the middle back out of system, which is usually Stumler or Skinner.
6 service aces have benefited Missouri tonight.
And again, you see Craig Skinner go with the defensive opportunity removing Skinner from serve receive.
Well, DeBerg, I thought she was going to get that kill, but the Kentucky defense allowed them to stay in the rally, and then they side out. Not very often DeBerg has that much of a running start and is denied. Kentucky now with 3 blocks.
But that is to the test of Rutherford really being aggressive, staying aggressive at the net.
Point Missouri. Well, the hitting percentage is something to keep your eye on tonight. And again, it was Kentucky who out-hit Missouri in that first set and lost it. And now look how things have turned around in the second set. Kentucky hitting 0, 3 kills, 3 errors, 12 swings.
And the Kentucky attack got them back into that set even though they lost by 2. Again, you see Stumbler going through the middle of the block for Missouri to get that kill. Once Missouri figures out, they're really utilizing the shorter setter Fuentes, and you see her aggression and her frustration. She's making sure that she needs to steady her feet and press.
Fuentes from San Juan, Puerto Rico, one of 3 Puerto Rican players on the team here at Missouri. Oh, nice pursuit. This time, though, that is, let's see if they challenge. Because it was a similar play to what happened earlier. And Kentucky won the point.
And that's definitely frustrating, especially when there is a pursuit opportunity. Fuentes definitely brought that ball back to her side on the second attack, not the third. So I'm wondering what the call actually was that the ref is explaining to Coach Taylor right now.
It's nice to hear some boos again, though, Jen. This crowd's making their presence known, even though it's just 25% capacity. So here's the play in question.
You see the hustle play, and that's exactly why the official moved out of the way. Fuentes brought that ball back on her side. So just a missed opportunity by the officials to get that call right.
And Fuentes aggressively takes it over.
And that's something that we talked about with Coach Taylor. I asked him, why hasn't Fuentes been more of an aggressive setter? And he says, coming from her earlier play, she was not taught to make sure that she is also an attacker. So we might see her get into the offense and take a couple of the second balls over.
Yeah, he said when she grew up in Puerto Rico, a lot of her coaches said, your job is to set, not to score, which is not the mentality you want here at the Division I levels. That was her 4th kill of the season. So she's had 4 kills in 3 matches, so I think that's a good sign.
Coach Taylor is definitely wanting her to be a little bit more offensive, for sure.
And certainly she can learn a lot from Molly Taylor, who is such a world-class setter. That coaching staff from Missouri is a world-class team in and of itself, the 4 of them. Point Missouri. Molly was a first-team All-American here at Missouri. Her maiden name, Kreklow. She's the niece of Wayne and Susan Kreklow, but she was on the U.S. national team from 2014 to 16, played professionally as well. Joshua made a name for himself at Pepperdine and played pro as well.
And we talked about what coaching staff would actually be better at 4-on-4, who would win.
Yeah, because backing them up is Russell Corbelli there in the yellow shirt. And then up in the top left is Alyssa Munlin, who was an All-American here, one of the best middle blockers in SEC history. And she's a grad assistant now. So the 4 of them, I wouldn't want to run into them on the court. They're all still so fit. Nice left side attack. by Anna Dixon. We've seen her on the right side. That was her first left side kill.
Definitely rare, but she is having a stellar night so far. 8 kills, only 2 errors. So contributing to, right now, Missouri hitting 316 in this set, while Kentucky is still hitting 062.
DeBerg and Dixon both with 8 kills to lead the match. A nice dig by DeBerg. Skinner. And that is just too tough. Avery Skinner with a kill.
And you can tell with the body language of Avery Skinner, she really wanted that kill there. You see her eyeing the ball instead of where the blockers are. Again, we talked about it, her touching 10-6. She's able to see well over the block to put that ball deep into the corner.
DeCruz misses on that attack. She is wearing the jersey number 18, though her regular jersey number is 10. Her number 10 jersey hasn't come in yet.
With everything happening in the 2020 season, we forget that jerseys have not come in yet, but everyone's grateful to still be playing volleyball in the fall.
How about that up by Brown that eventually set Dixon up for the kill?
The defense as well has really been up to snuff for Missouri. They've really done a good job of playing in those gaps and getting those hard-driven balls up in the air to have Fuentes get her hands on them.
Brown, who's serving, just sent that long. She's the only freshman on the Missouri roster. 5'6" libero from Lafayette, Indiana. She had over 450 digs in high school. Had 19 in the season opener against Alabama last week. That was the most by a freshman since 2013. Just out.
Just a mental mistake by Kylie DeBerg. One of the very few that you'll see. She wanted to make sure that she was aggressive enough, but just sailed a little long.
Kentucky has climbed to within 3. Missouri won the first set in this best of 5 set match, and that service error pushes Missouri back up by 4. 17-13.
You see Skinner getting subbed out because she has had a tough time. The execution for Missouri behind the service line has been to serve to her. So let's see how Kentucky can dig themselves out of this deficit with 3 primary passers in the back row.
Williamson with 2 aces tonight. Nice swing by Rutherford, the lefty. A first-team high school All-American. She was a top 10 recruit that decided to come play for Craig Skinner out of Missouri City, Texas. Fuentes trying to be aggressive.
Coach Skinner says his freshmen are really doing well, really making sure that they're just absorbing all that they have to establish themselves in the Kentucky culture.
Kentucky slowly but surely coming back in this second set. Well, MLS soccer leading by 2 here in the second set, though. Kentucky, I feel like gaining momentum. Kentucky ranked number 3.
And I think you're right. Kentucky's gaining that momentum after the adjustment was made to remove Avery Skinner out of the back row, putting in a little bit more defense, much better passers. You see that Walker has been inserted as a sub for Skinner. It takes away the aggressiveness of the back line that you had from Skinner, but it also puts a lot more defensive heavy.
These are 2 teams where you can noticeably tell just how well coached they are. There's an error by Rutherford. She tried to go cross court with that attack.
And that was one of those freshman mistakes. That ball was a little bit way too far off of the net to try to hit that sharp angle going into position 2.
Remember, Monet was one of the best servers in the SEC last year. And somehow that goes down, and she almost missed that. But those great ups by Taylor.
And you see how high she reaches on this ball, how high that ball was over Missouri's Claudia Dillon out of the middle.
Taylor touches 10-7. She was also a national champion in track in high school. You don't want to race her. She was a champion in the 200-meter, 400-meter, and 4x400 relay. DeBerg, left side attack, side out Missouri.
Remember, Monet is happy about that pass coming from an awkward angle for Fuentes to get her hand around it, but again, able to shoot that ball a little bit too tight, but DeBerg was able to handle it.
"19 swings from DeBerg tonight so far. Now that point is going to be given to Kentucky. Stumler gets the kill. Stumler, a third-team All-American last year from Floyd's Knox, Indiana. Stumler leads Kentucky with 8 kills, and she's hitting .429, only 2 errors. DeBerg again.
Much better placement again. A lot of these balls are far too tight, and we don't want to see something happen to Kylie DeBerg like we saw in the first set with Omanique. So I think a little bit more room for DeBerg to take a full swing at the ball would be a much better placement instead of just tight and quick.
Well, DeBerg becomes the first player in the match to reach 10 kills. As Missouri now up 20-17 in this second set. We're going to 25, win by 2. This is the third match of the season for both of these teams. They'll play on this same court tomorrow night, same time.
And I think we're seeing a challenge right now, Sam, whether DeBerg was in the net on one of those close trap sets by Fuentes.
DeBerg, very much a quiet personality, but you see her taking charge in the huddle there. DeBerg has stepped into a leadership role on this team.
And again, we see practically everyone that was at the net in the net. You see that we see a little bit of Taylor as well in the net.
Well, the call stands, and Missouri keeps the point to lead 20-17. Missouri very close to going up 2-0, but Kentucky still within striking distance. Fuentes back to serve for the Tigers. Well, that's a hammer.
Remember Monet is a little bit frustrated with her getting her hand on that ball because nobody touched it in the front line. Again, as high as Skinner reaches.
Skinner and her sister, who's on the team, we haven't seen her yet. They actually improved their vertical leap when they came back to campus. They came back jumping higher than when they left. Ace. Kentucky's within 1. On the right, Maddie Skinner, the freshman. And on the left, her older sister, Avery Skinner, senior from Katy, Texas.
And that's something
Kentucky ties.
That's something that Kentucky really wanted to do. They wanted to make sure that they got a lot of block touches, slow the ball down, and make sure they're allowed to transition offensively. And that's what we see there. I think what Missouri needs to do is making sure that they stay as much in system as they possibly can. They had a lot of trap sets towards the end of the set, which caused Kentucky to come back and tie this one.
Joshua Taylor telling us he could tell teams were a little rusty in the first week of play, but they're shaking the rust off tonight. This has been a good quality match. Dixon sides out for Missouri right away, tooling the block.
And I don't know if you heard it, Tim, but someone on her team told her to swing away, and that's exactly what she did. She really made sure she saw that opening. Madison Lilly way too far inside, away from that pin. Beautiful swing by Anna Dixon for her 11th kill. 10th kill.
That was a big point for Missouri to win. DeBerg serving, overpass. But how about that? Madison Lilly, the setter, went up against DeCruz, but it was DeCruz who won the joust, and Missouri leads by 2.
And DeCruz did a good job of making sure that she quickly identified the ball and pressed over. Good job by her of just a really, really good heads-up play as she saw Madison Lilly. She was the last to touch the ball. DeCruz puts it down.
So Missouri has won 2 straight points. Kentucky taking a timeout to talk things over. Craig Skinner talking with his staff. Anders Nelson over on the right, and Carly Kramer there next to him, who was a heck of a player at Purdue. Kentucky desperately trying to avoid going down 2-0. Craig Skinner, one of the best in the business right now. Only coach in Kentucky history to take a volleyball team to the postseason, and he's done it 15 straight times, including winning the last 3 SEC championships. No doubt he's the winningest coach in program history, and he's got this team ranked number 3. They were number 5 to start last season coming into the year, and ended up making the regional at Baylor last year. And they've been picked to finish first this year. They won 11 of the 13 first place votes in the preseason poll. But none of that matters right now. They're struggling with Missouri. Missouri's played an excellent match. And Missouri trying to go up 2-0.
And as a team, Kentucky this season is a little bit more well-balanced. Yes, they have some veteran players that are really doing their job, but they also have a nice class of freshmen that have come in and really are learning the ropes of the Kentucky offense, as you see Skinner rip that ball at the left hand of the middle blocker.
What a luxury to have her.
And again, she touches 10-6, so she sees right past the left arm of Anna DeCruz for Missouri to place that ball in left back.
Her sister Maddie touches almost 10-10. Another point for Kentucky as Dixon is blocked, and we are tied at 22.
And Getzinger does a good job of moving laterally, making sure that she's closing that block with Avery Skinner on the left side to shut down the hitter.
Kentucky has won 3 unanswered points since the timeout and is looking for a set point.
And you definitely feel the energy shifting. Again, Getzinger is doing a good job of making sure that she's identifying the ball off of the hands of the setter to close that block.
Dixon ties the score.
And that just goes to the decision-making of one of the most underrated setters in college volleyball. You see that all the momentum is carrying Andrea Fuentes to the outside hitter, Sauer, but she swoops that ball right back to Anna Dixon for that kill.
Somebody will have a set point after this. And it will be Missouri. Missouri on the verge of a 2-0 lead. Set point Tigers.
And you wonder why that ball was not given high any way you can to Avery Skinner to make sure to keep Kentucky in this set.
DeBerg couldn't save it. Just too much heat delivered by Avery Skinner. And we're tied again. It's win by 2 from here on out.
And you see Avery Skinner taking those balls from the right side. Nice and high delivery by Gitzinger. Good out of system. DeBerg could not handle it.
Set point Kentucky. Stumler with the kill.
And that's exactly the player that you want to put the ball in the hands of Allie Stumler. She takes a nice, clean swing, right high hands.
Missouri answers.
And that was a good decision by Fuentes to go to Kylie DeBerg on the back row. You set your heavy hitter at any opportunity, especially when the set is on the line against a double block. Piercing Gabby Curry in the back row.
25 all. Missouri won the first set. Service error. Missouri's done such a good job serving tonight. That is a rare mistake, and it gives Kentucky a second set point.
Even with the decision by Craig Skinner to leave Avery Skinner in the back row, let's see if Missouri takes advantage of that.
Point Missouri. Sauer gets the kill, and we continue to play.
I think if you're Kentucky right now, Gabby Curry has to take the bulk of the passing responsibility, even though she has not been passing so great. You see here, Avery Skinner gets that ball.
Oh, what a rally.
See a miscommunication there. Skinner could not attack.
And DeBerg cannot secure the point. Point Kentucky, and it is another set point.
In exciting fashion, you see Rutherford get her hands on that ball. Rutherford and Teeler closing that ball, not allowing DeBerg any angle.
Kentucky trying to tie this match at a set apiece. Not so fast, DeBerg with her 11th kill. It remains win by 2. Stumler tools the block, and Kentucky has another set point.
Again, the fast swinging arm of Allie Stumler on that left side. Kenna Sauer was a little bit out of position. If she were in the right spot, she could have been able to pick that ball up off of a decent touch by the Missouri block.
Side out Missouri, DeBerg with kill number 12.
And you see that everyone knew where that ball was going to go. She contacted right at the left arm of Teeler out of the middle for Kentucky. Beautiful swing.
Missouri won the first set 25-23. It's 28 all here in the second. Perfectly placed by Skinner. Another set point for Kentucky. Anna Dixon coming over. May have something on her jersey.
wondering if they're seeing a little bit of blood on Anna Dixon. And that's a player you definitely don't want to rotate out. She's got 12 kills on the match so far, so they're going to take a medical timeout to make sure they're wrapping that up and putting her back in the match.
Couldn't come at a worse time for Kentucky, as Kentucky has set point here, anxiously awaiting a chance to tie this match. Dixon secures the tie in the set.
Just again, DeBerg really making sure that she's passing that ball. They took her out of an opportunity to really hammer that ball, but they've got Anna Dixon on that left side. Better positioning for Kentucky on that block.
Kentucky keeps winning the chance when the score's tied, but they have not yet been able to grab the set. A multitude of set points.
But you'd like to see that neither side is letting up. They're really going and taking those risks, making sure that they're banging these balls cross and relying on their defense to pick them up.
It's an awesome match. And we play on here in the second. Dixon makes it 30-30.
And Anna Dixon, a good job by Sauer taking her out of an offensive opportunity. But when you have a player like Anna Dixon that can hit either side, she is really swinging top notch right now, leading all hitters with 14 kills.
Off speed by Skinner. Nice dig. And Skinner again unleashes for another Kentucky set point.
And I mean, that ball was so fast coming to Fuentes out of right back. You see her a little bit flustered off of that ball. But if I were Fuentes, I would go to Anna Dixon and say, hey, move that block over and take line.
That tells the story. What a set this has been. And another chance for Kentucky to end it. Well, despite them clearing the bench over there, Sauer sides out for Missouri. It's 31-all.
And you love to see the hustle play. You see Sauer taking that swing, good angle. Gabby Curry cannot handle that ball, put it back into the middle. Another crucial error at the service line for Missouri.
32-31, second set. Missouri won the first set. One of the best liberos in the country, Gabby Curry, back to serve. Sauer again. What do you say, Jen? Flip a coin?
Well, what both of these offenses are relying on, which I really do like, is that the pin hitters are remaining extremely aggressive. Now, I would not be surprised if I would not get a look at Taylor putting that first tempo ball over if Kentucky can get a good pass.
32-all. And DeBerg gives Missouri the chance to win the set.
Now that Missouri has DeBerg back in the front row, it's going to be power for power with both of these teams. You see Allie Stumler there saying, let's go.
DeBerg missed. Point Kentucky.
And she probably didn't really realize how far inside the court that she was. That ball nice and high, coming in a little bit blind, so that angle was not there for DeBerg to take that swing.
We are tied at 33 here in the second set. Another set point for Kentucky. Skinner has come up huge.
Again, beautiful execution offensively. That's exactly the strategy that Kentucky wants. They want a nice, clean touch off the block to be able to run their transition offense clean. You see Avery Skinner with that bit right out of the middle.
And finally, Kentucky claims victory in the second set. What a battle. And we've only completed 2 sets.
And we knew in that last point that Allie Stumler on the left side was gonna get that ball by any means necessary. Again, good job by Kentucky of getting high hands, good touches on the block to set up that transition offense clean.
So at the end of 68 points in the second set, Dixon, DeBerg, Skinner, Stumler, all SEC players. Dixon transferring in from Kansas State and is proving her worth here in Missouri right away. So here we go. It's a 2 out of 3 set match from here on out. We're tied at a set apiece. Fuentes will serve for Missouri. That attack out of the middle, successful. Getzinger rotates out.
And that is a part of the offense for both sides that I don't think either of them missed. I think the excitement of the pin hitters was what was carrying the offense, but getting the middles involved early for both sides could prove the separation for either of these teams.
Gabby Curry with the ace, her dad Buddy played at my alma mater, North Carolina, as a linebacker and also in the NFL. Her brother, football player, Georgia Tech. And another brother is a Major League Baseball player. But Gabby Curry says she actually gets her competitiveness from her mom.
That ball sailing way out for Gabby Curry. I think the mental focus for her needs to be that she needs to take responsibility now of serve receive and just keep putting those balls up. Again, on a missed serve, they're gonna attack. Missouri is a smart team, so they know the strategy is to make sure that they take players out.
DeBerg has rifled 3 aces in this match. In fact, 3 players have at least 2 aces for Missouri. Stumler with the attack. Fuentes kept it alive. Excuse me, Dixon. Sauer. The former Iowa High School Player of the Year in just her sophomore year here at Missouri. Did not play a lot last year, but came back. And her tremendous work ethic paying off here in her sophomore year.
And you thought we'd see a challenge there, but Coach Skinner asks Rutherford, did you touch it? She says, yep.
Point Kentucky.
And even though Kentucky earned that point, that was the second time that we've seen the miscommunication between Avery Skinner and Taylor out of the middle. She's getting into the route of the big with Avery Skinner out of pipe, running that ball so quick. So that communication needs to be cleaned up if we want to see Skinner stay a part of the offense from the back row.
A Kentucky service ace delivered by Lauren Tharp, who is from Louisville. 16 aces last season. Point's going to go to Missouri. Dixon had that swing.
And not taking any heat off. You gotta appreciate the way that Dixon is just really attacking aggressively. 15 kills, hitting 480.
She's taken 25 swings, 3 errors. How about that? Huge ups by 15 in blue, Teeler.
And you see she pulls that. She recognizes that the block is a little bit in. Sauer just a little bit away from the pins.
Teeler was a top 20 recruit when she came in as well. And another point for Kentucky. Teeler touches 10-7. She's a biology major, just the epitome of a student athlete. Kentucky stuffing Dillon. And Teeler's having a fantastic start to this third set.
Again, Teeler on 4 kills. She's really been moving well on the block, making sure that she's closing and taking away the angles for the hitters.
Sauer sides out for Missouri. Sauer with 7 kills. Her career high is 9. That was achieved just last week against Alabama. Again, this is just the third match for both teams. Kentucky taking out Tennessee in 2 matches last week, and Missouri beat Alabama in 2 matches. These 2 teams will play again here tomorrow night. Blocked by Sauer.
And that offense, again, was very predictable. You gotta wonder, you have the Avery Skinner on the left side who's been doing such a phenomenal job, 13 kills. Madison Lilly needs to make sure that she's taking care of her left side hitter, especially when you've got one like Avery Skinner on the left.
Oh, that was an excellent save by Madison Lilly, the Kentucky setter. And then that is out. Thought Skinner had it for a second, but it just drifted long. And we're tied at 7. The match is tied at a set apiece. We had 68 total points in that second set, and the first set was 25-23. There's not much separating these two. And the effort has been outstanding on both sides of the net. Sauer again. Still not sure how she won that point.
They're gonna give that point to Missouri. Again, Madison Lilly a little bit late on that ball, but they're gonna give it to Missouri.
So Sauer has now tied her career high of 9 kills, which she established last week against Alabama. Boy, there's just so much power behind that arm of Avery Skinner. "14 kills for Skinner. Only 2 errors in 34 attempts. Skinner already putting up huge numbers in the first 3 matches.
And putting up big numbers in this match so far. 14 kills, hitting .353.
Sauer denied this time, and it's the setter, Madison Lilly, who gets the block.
And Getzinger again closing in that block. Missouri's offense has become a little bit more predictable, and Sauer is not transitioning well to get behind that 10-foot line and take her full approach. So the passing is still there for Missouri. They need to start figuring out how to spread that ball and spread the offense around.
Lilly was the SEC Player of the Week and Setter of the Week last week. And again, the Kentucky block is just a fortress. Getzinger, the freshman, with that one.
And even with that position, Fuentes kind of forced that ball to her middle hitter, making sure you've got to utilize DeBerg. Even though she's at a BIC, you've got to put her into this offense.
Back row attack denied. And Kentucky building momentum, prompting a timeout for Missouri.
And once I say that, we see that DeBerg finally gets a ball.
Only Anna Dixon of Missouri has more with 15. And Kentucky leads 11-8 here in the third, make it 11-9. The match is tied at a set apiece.
And Kentucky has this 2-point lead because of their stellar block. They've sealed the net off of all three hitters for Missouri. Doing a good job, 10 on the match so far.
Lecator, member Monet, senior from St. Louis. Good serve. And it allows an easy overpass to be cleaned up in the middle there by number 8. That is Claudia Dillon. Dillon, a sophomore. She was a 3-sport athlete in high school: volleyball, basketball, and her third sport, badminton. She was a state champion in badminton in high school. I don't get to say that every day. Good serve. Nice up by the freshman Brown. And the back row attack by member Monet.
And that's something that was added to Missouri's offense. Again, they're using member Monet as a defensive specialist, but her ability to tack behind that 10-foot line is only an addition to the offense because of the pin hitters that Missouri has.
Fun to see her call for that as well. DeBerg down the line. Was it touch? No. Point Kentucky. And the Wildcats move back out in front by 1.
And Coach Taylor could have easily challenged that ball by Kentucky. Definitely touched the net by Madison Lilly. But Kylie DeBerg is really struggling, trying to figure out how to get that ball around the block.
That's long. Stumler can't keep it in the court.
And that ball in the BIC for Allie Stumler was set a little bit too low. Even though it's coming at her really, really fast, she needs it a little bit higher for her to take her full swing on it.
Lilly, the all-time assist leader in Kentucky history. Skinner. She just makes it look easy.
You're absolutely right. Again, Avery Skinner moving away from the pins, taking a beautiful swing over the top of the block.
Good serve. DeBerg denied. And DeBerg puts it away from the left side.
Beautiful out-of-system get by member Monet, coming in and taking that second ball nice and high to Kylie DeBerg. She gets a good thumbs down approach. Gabby Curry not in the right position. She needs to make sure she's fronting her hitter, especially a hitter like Kylie DeBerg.
I'm already thinking about tomorrow night, Jennifer. This has been such a physical match, and we're not near being finished. These teams playing back-to-back nights. Fuentes with the air.
And I was wondering earlier on in the match, Missouri was doing such a good job of executing their serve pressure that how were they going to sustain that possible attack?
Dixon adds to her match-leading 16 kills.
Hitting .423. She's really putting and shouldering the offense for Missouri. Done a good job on both ends of the pin. You'll see her move to the right as Kylie DeBerg comes in for the serve.
This has been Dixon's best match here in the early part of the season so far. DeBerg, nice get. That goes wide, point Kentucky, and the Wildcats lead by 2. Cruz coming over and picking up her teammate. Tharp rotates in to serve. She's a real serving specialist for Kentucky. But Tharp doesn't get to serve long. Sauer's attack ends up resulting in a Missouri point. Number 9 in blue, Rhea Walker from Sarasota, Florida. One of those talented freshmen, a high school All-American twice. Couldn't dig that out. Down the line, touched, point Missouri.
Again, another opportunity by Anna Dixon to really shoulder this offense. She's doing a good job using the hands of Allie Stumbler on the right side.
That is absolutely perfect. A 1-point Kentucky advantage as a result.
And that's really the delivery that Allie Stumbler needs to get a good swing. She does not need the ball trapped tight in the hands of the Missouri block. She needs it just far enough off of the net to make sure that she has a clear vision of the court.
Hammer. Skinner. And the Kentucky defense denies Dixon.
And again, making the adjustment on the block, Kentucky decided to make sure that they're doubling Anna Dixon. So you'll see Teeler and Skinner close that block, leaving Sauer for Missouri with a single block and Madison Lilly.
And again, it's Kentucky. Stumbler out of the back row, up to 13 kills now. But more importantly, she's put Kentucky at that mythical, magical 20 number. You only need 25 to win the set.
And this is what I was talking about with Kentucky being a little bit more balanced this season. You've got Stumbler running that big out of middle.
Dominating. Kentucky needed it. Craig Skinner said 3 words to describe his team this week: serious, passionate, and composed. This has been such a high-level match for it to only be the second week in the SEC season. Sauer couldn't catch up with that, and Kentucky moves out in front to pad the lead.
And I think what you'll see here, because Sauer's body language for Missouri is really questionable right now. She's not gotten some clean swings, so you're going to see her touch every single ball. As you see right there, they're aiming for her in serve receive as well.
Well, off-speed from Stumler out of the back row doesn't fool the Tigers. Dixon is blocked, and Kentucky up 22-16.
And that started with the serving strategy. You see again, they're going to serve between that seam. Missouri might even make the decision to take Sauer out of serve receive and put DeBerg in, as they did here.
Kentucky out-blocking Missouri 12-2. Sauer, she knew she had the kill. She was walking away before it hit the floor.
Well, taking that pressure off of Sauer to just make sure that she focuses on the attack, it helps to better her transition and her footwork into connecting with that ball. So they moved DeBerg into passing that rotation, and it bode well for Missouri.
Point to Missouri, number 5 in white, and now one of the other setters in the program. Fuentes has been grabbing her neck. You see she's still doing it there, so she's on the bench now. I do not know if that's the reason why she's out of the match, but Jaden Newsom inserted. Newsom, a redshirt senior. She's hoping to become a pro sports agent, specializing in football. She's going to be going to law school after graduation. She's had limited playing time the last 2 years at Missouri, but when she does, she's more of an offensive threat. Missouri desperately trying to hang on, but wow! Skinner is on fire.
And I don't know whether you can call that a go or just the attack. You see Gabby Curry, beautiful delivery, ripping that ball right to the middle of the court.
Feel sorry for the volleyball. Took a beating. It's a violation on Kentucky, point to Missouri. That was a successful swing by Dariana Hollingsworth-Santana, who's been put into the lineup as well, number 13 in white. She's one of the 3 players from Puerto Rico on the Missouri roster.
And that's one of the things that I was referring to earlier, which you see that Coach Taylor from Missouri is making those adjustments. Sometimes the body language, it's the intangibles that you really need to figure out that your team is missing, as you see Hollingsworth come in for Sauer.
Point Kentucky. DeBerg was in the net. Set point Kentucky. Kentucky trying to take a 2-1 lead. DeBerg. Nice dig, but not good enough. DeBerg gets the kill. Kill number 15 keeps Missouri in the set, but it remains set point Kentucky.
And you see Avery Skinner again for Kentucky is gonna stay in serve receive, so you better believe that Missouri is gonna be gunning for her.
And it is Kentucky who claims the set. The Wildcats lost the first set and have come back to win. Leah Edmond. Her numbers dramatically improved.
Only having played 9 matches last season, and that's why you see such low numbers. But she is coming to be a real offensive threat for this Kentucky team. Again, hitting .366, and she's also helping the team with 7 blocks.
That's a pretty incredible stat, Jen, what you referred to, how little she had played. I mean, she looks like an All-American here in the first couple of weeks of the season.
And Coach Craig Skinner has also made the adjustment of just keeping her in the front line, 3 rotations. Sometimes she's playing defense, as you see right now, she's in middle back. But look for her to sub in and out. But right now, Kentucky is really clicking on their transition offense, so she's gonna receive that pipe for a quick transition offense.
This is a must-win set for Missouri. Kentucky leads this 3 out of 5 set match, 2 sets to 1. DeBerg getting serving instructions from the Missouri bench. I don't think that's what they told her to do.
And DeBerg, even though she has 16 kills on the match so far, she has really been struggling the last set, hitting a couple balls long and not being able to dig really deep into her offense. She started very well behind the service line in the first set, but again, she's been struggling, so I'm wondering who's gonna pick her up, because Anna Dixon cannot do it alone for Missouri.
Good defense by Kentucky. Sauer set was behind her. Oh, good dig by Skinner. And eventually, Kentucky wins the rally.
And again, we are looking at a beautiful blocking opportunity for Kentucky. They have shut down the net, which is causing Missouri hitters like Sauer to take a little bit off and try to place the ball. But again, defense is there for Kentucky.
Joshua Taylor pulling out the challenge card. And while we try to determine what the challenge is, we can be entertained by the Kentucky bench dancing and tell you what's allowable. Got a lot of stuff going on here right now. There's just a challenge system. You get 3 per match. An additional one if we get to the 5th set. That's always crucial. And these are the things that you can review. This is the 2nd challenge of the match by Missouri.
And we get a look at the official there, and maybe we had Missouri in the net, but she was signaling that it was her hair.
Well, Kentucky is going to be the beneficiary of that. Call stands. Nice dig by Curry. And a hitting error on Stumler. It's 2-2.
Stumler on that one, especially being so far off the net. She just needed to make a nice high contact clean, try to aim that ball deep to corners instead of right to the center of the floor.
Down the line. Big swing there by the sophomore Teeler.
Teeler, there was no way that anybody was touching that ball by Teeler on the right side. Again, Sauer getting poor block position for Missouri. Teeler just really ripping that ball and taking advantage.
Teeler up 5 kills, but 5 blocks. This has got to go over. And DeBerg can't get the kill. She is stuffed by Teeler. Teeler offensively and defensively dominating.
Man, oh man, what a beautiful isolated block. And that wasn't even predictable offense by Missouri. That was a good decision. As you can see, Avery Skinner also pulling off for the block. Beautiful single block by Teeler.
That was touched by Kentucky. Point to Missouri. And it looks like Fuentes is trying to get back in the match, replacing Dixon. Fuentes left the match late in that third set.
And it looks like Missouri has decided to go to a 6-2 because of the injury. Coach Taylor realizing that Fuentes needs to be on the floor.
It's been Taylor's set as she's getting most of the attacks right now.
But again, better footwork by Sauer to make sure she's closing that block with Dillon out of the middle. And that's something that needed to be a big adjustment by Sauer to stop a hitter like Taylor.
Skinner with a flick of her wrist. Getzinger rotates in there, number 11 in blue next to Skinner. That's missed. Santana Hollingsworth with a hitting error, point Kentucky. Santana Hollingsworth, she and Claudia Dillon, they've got their own cooking show. I watched an episode of it last week. It's called the C&D Cooking Show. That's pretty good. There she is again. Off the slide. Getzinger, she's really good off the slide.
And Getzinger does a good job, but that is the decision-making power of Madison Lilly to choose to go at Hollingsworth Santana on the left side. Not as powerful of a blocker as Sauer or DeBerg. So really doing a good job, Madison Lilly.
DeBerg retreats back to the back row. And Skinner again.
Really making this ball look easy, even out of system, away from the net. She just, again, the flick of the wrist, like you said, Sam, right between middle back and right back.
Well, Avery Skinner's getting a lot of people's attention across the country the way she's played these first 2 weeks. Kentucky up 8-4. Nice dig by the freshman Brown. Point Kentucky. Oh no, excuse me. It was touched by Kentucky. Point to Missouri. And Santana Hollingsworth gets the kill.
Again, you see a lot of sprawling out on the defensive end by Missouri, but making sure they're getting that ball nice and high. Hollingsworth Santana needs to get that ball above the pin to take a nice clean swing.
Skinner with the off speed. Nice dive there by Curry. Perfectly placed. That's Kylie DeBerg again. And DeBerg up to 17 kills now.
Not really hitting at a high efficiency, hitting at 186. And if we want to see Missouri fight back into this set to force a fifth, she's really gonna have to get going.
She's had 43 swings. She does have a double-double though, 17 kills, 10 digs, 3 service aces for DeBerg as well.
And you know that Missouri is missing in the offense when I say that Kylie DeBerg with 17 kills has to get going in order for Missouri to force a fifth. She's really just been struggling the last set.
Not struggling there.
And that was in system. No trap set delivered by Fuentes.
Berg tried to go deep with that attack. Nice up by Member Monet. And it sets up number 12 in white, Kylie DeBerg, for another kill. And DeBerg is stepping up. She's now her team's leader in kills with 19.
Even falling back, Kylie DeBerg, you see her energy is changing because she's getting decent swings. Again, 19 kills, upping that hitting percentage to 217.
Point Kentucky, Rutherford. Rutherford with 5 kills. Good serve by Skinner. But it's Missouri who wins the point. Nice heads-up play by DeBerg.
Again, they're really gunning for her, making her take all of the serve-receive balls, putting that pressure on her to perform at the serve-receive skill and as a hitter.
Newsom with the error. And it's Curry back to serve. Curry is in the process of getting her MBA. She'll have it in May. In under 4 years, graduating from undergrad and MBA, she's already got a job lined up. She'll be in the medical sales field. Point Kentucky. Curry.
Just keep giving it to the pin hitters and you'll get it done for Kentucky. They're doing a really good job getting nice clean touches. You see Allie Stumler with her 16th kill on the match, hitting .343.
So much power by DeBerg.
And you can see that she's a little bit exhausted. The conditioning just isn't there because of the amount of swings that she has had to take. 49 swings on the match.
And remember, these two teams are coming back tomorrow night and playing. That's such a physical test. DeCruz denying the attack. And now Craig Skinner is going to challenge this. Originally called no net violation. Craig Skinner jumped up and challenged it. This has been an intense match. And now Missouri's going to get the point. So they did not agree with what we saw.
And I'm pretty shocked at that call, as is Coach Craig Skinner. That was definitely visibly a touch at the net by Anna DeCruz.
Missouri within one, a must-win set for the Missouri Tigers. Kentucky up 2-1. Missouri won the first set. Kentucky's taken the last two. Taylor, who's stepped up big here in the fourth set. And the Wildcats trying to build some momentum here. Taylor's one of those players, just see her do things in spurts out here tonight, offensively and defensively. She's made quite an impact.
And she's a very fiery player. I was going to mention that as the officials made that terrible call, you do not want a team like Kentucky to have that type of edge as you see Stumler take that kill.
Stumler got the kill, but player is down. That is Madison Lilly, and I think it may just be a cramp. Let's hope so. Lilly down, but Kentucky up. SEC preseason selection was the SEC Defensive Player of the Week this past week, and went down early in the first set. See the ice on her left knee, and it was excruciating to watch, heartbreaking actually, but so thankful just to see her out watching.
And Missouri is definitely missing her on the front line of defense at the block for them right now as they moved to a 6-2 offense.
Kentucky starting to gain momentum here. Missouri had a chance to go up 2-0. And the roller coaster of a second set that ended up being 35-33 in favor of Kentucky.
And you haven't seen Sauer take many attacks on that left side. As you see Allie Stumler for Kentucky just places that ball perfectly cross court.
Kentucky's won the last 5 points, and Missouri's taking a timeout here before this match gets away from the Tigers. Kentucky trying to lock it down in 4.
I believe Coach Taylor is going to challenge whether that last attack by Allie Stumler was in.
That was a poor one.
This is the 3rd match of the season for both these teams. They both came into tonight undefeated. So someone's going to leave with their first loss of the year. They'll be back out here tomorrow night. In or out? That's the question.
It definitely looks out to me. You see that Allie Stumler coming inside, again, away from the pin. So she ran a little bit out of real estate on that attack, being at the left side, taking that angle. But we have made decisions and have been wrong once tonight. Sam on a net by Anna DeCruz, but that ball looks clearly out.
Any piece of the line it touches is good. And it is Missouri that wins the challenge. I think that's all the challenges Missouri has now, unless we get to a 5th set. So Missouri is granted the point, call's overturned. And that makes it 16-12 in favor of Kentucky. Joshua Taylor played for the legendary Marv Dunphy at Pepperdine. He's an All-American there. It's quite the accomplished volleyball couple, Joshua and Molly Taylor. A nice swing by Taylor, who has definitely made an impact.
Again, you're exactly right. Good swing by Taylor on the right side. Kentucky choosing to pull Avery Skinner out of serve receive and giving Lauren Tharp and Gabby Curry a bulk of the court.
Point Kentucky. Stumler will rotate back to serve. Kentucky's never looked really all that nervous or frustrated tonight. Actually, Craig Skinner said it's a pretty composed group. Sauer sides out for Missouri.
And that's really one of the first swings that I've seen from Kenna Sauer on the left side for Missouri. She's got 12 kills on the match, but not been a real powerhouse, especially with Kylie DeBerg struggling and in the back row, in middle back right now.
Big swing by Skinner. You could hear it all over this Hearn Center, the thump.
And there's just no way that that ball was being picked up by the defense for Missouri. Beautiful swing for Avery Skinner. Her 21 kills on the match. Only 2 errors.
That serve sails out. Scheitzach. She is a junior from Orlando. Missed most of last year with a broken finger, but had some surgery on that finger and back to 100% this year. Still trying to work her way back into the rotation. Wow, that was quick. Getzinger.
And when the focus is always on your pin hitters, like I said, it's gonna be a surprise as you see Claudia Dillon nowhere to be found for Getzinger on that 31.
That was the 47th assist of the match for Madison Lilly. And side out Missouri. Huge swing on that right side by number 13, Dariana Santana Hollingsworth. The lefty, Rutherford.
Again, a rare left side attack for Rutherford. Does a good job. Hollingsworth Santana did not get good position on the block, understanding that she had a left-handed hitter on the left side, moving that block in.
Rutherford with 6 kills. And Missouri has got to get going here. DeBerg sides out. Kentucky just 4 points away from winning the match.
And if you want to put some points on the board, that's a good swing by the player you want to put the ball in the hands of, Kylie DeBerg.
Point Kentucky. Stumler with too much power.
Again, Madison Lilly doing a good job of setting that go. Remember, Monet could not handle that ball by Allie Stumler. Again, 2 players in double-digit kills for Kentucky. Skinner, 21 kills, and that was Stumler's 19th on the match.
Ace. And Kentucky getting closer to avoiding the upset. Gabby Curry with the ace. And Curry with a service error. Again, Curry's already gotten a job offer. She'll be working for a company called Boston Scientific in medical device sales. She's getting her MBA in May, excuse me. Good serve. Nice receive by Curry. And it is Stumler tooling the block. Match point, Kentucky. Service error. Rutherford sends it wide, and Missouri is still alive. But a multitude of match points remain for Kentucky. And again, a reminder, you can see these two teams again tomorrow night. And this has been a heck of a match if Missouri doesn't come back, even if Kentucky wins it right here. And it's Stumler who delivers the final kill of the match. So Kentucky has now won its last 6 against Missouri, but they did have a 12-set win streak end. after Missouri was able to take that opening set.
And Missouri did a good job in the first set of remaining consistent on their serve, putting a lot of pressure on Kentucky with first contact, but Kentucky figured it out, started to get their big hitters going, and it proved well, them coming out with a win.
So Kentucky on the road survives a grueling battle with Missouri, as Missouri could have easily led this match 2-0.